Welcome back. So today we're going to do water testing. So I have 3 different shrimp aquariums, or actually one's kind of become a fish aquarium for now, but it will become a shrimp aquarium. But for right now, I've had these aquariums in for different periods of time now. So my main aquarium I've had for probably about 6 months now. The yellow shrimp tank I've had for probably about 2 months. And then this one here is my latest setup. And I've had it for probably just roughly over a month. So all of them are cycled. They've been running, and obviously all of them have sponge filters in them as well. I don't use any other type of filtration other than sponge filter, especially because I do have shrimp in all of these aquariums, and that's what they're going to primarily be hosting, nothing else. This one, again, because it does currently have fish, it still does have a sponge filter, but those fish will end up more than likely being sold, or maybe even living together with the shrimp that I plan on keeping in here, but I haven't decided yet. But anyhow, I'm just curious to know what the parameters are between the 3 aquariums. I use the same exact tap water for all of these 3 aquariums, so nothing different in regards to the water. I do add the same type of solutions to dechlorinate the water, which actually, let me pull that out so you all can see, is I think everyone probably uses this. Let me see if I can find it first of all. Here we go. It's Prime, this guy here. So I use Prime in all of my aquariums when I do a water change to dechlorinate it, but then on top of that I also add this Aquarium Shrimp Essentials. I add about 5 milliliters for every water change to each aquarium. So 5 milliliters for this one, 5 milliliters for that one, and I even do 5 milliliters for this small one down here. This one's probably like a 1.8, no, this is like a 2-gallon aquarium. It's very small. It's by Deep Blue. I don't know if they're still around anymore, but I'm planning on getting another one similar size to add to this section up here so that I complete the setup. Stay tuned for that. But anyhow, let's get on with the video. So again, the Tetra Easy Strips is what the 6-in-1 is what I'm going to be using to test this. Here are the comparisons that I will be using, or the chart that I'll be using to compare the results. And I've actually set up this little tote up here that'll have the main aquarium, the one with currently fish in them, and then the yellow shrimp. Okay, so let's get started. Guess I should have taken them out prior to the video, but nonetheless, here they are. So 3 test strips. So the first one, let's pop open the little door. It says stick it in here for about 1 second, so 1 Mississippi. Take it out. Now put it right here next to the 1. Now I'm going to do the same for aquarium number 2. Stick it down there, 1 Mississippi, pull it out. I'm going to put it for right next to number 2, and this one's going to be a bit trickier because it doesn't actually have a door. It has like a piece of plastic covering it, so I'm going to put it down for a second and I'll work on the strip. And I'm putting the yellow aquarium next to number 3. So it says give it about 60 seconds, so I'm gonna come back in about 60 seconds and we'll review the results. So far I'm starting to see my main aquarium, surprisingly, the nitrates look to be changing color. Obviously we'll compare it once it's 60 seconds has passed, and we'll see what they look like. All right, we're back. So it's been about a little bit over a minute, like 1 minute and 10 seconds. And here are the results. I'm actually kind of surprised, but we're gonna compare them to see how they're doing on every category. So for those of you that are just now joining, this one here is the main red cherry shrimp aquarium, which is this one here. And number 2 is where we currently have fish inside. No shrimp are living in here as of now. And then 3rd is the yellow shrimp aquarium only. Okay, so we're gonna start with the yellow shrimp. And actually, just at a first glance, one thing I am noticing is that pretty much everything is in line, at least on these 2 that I just recently set up. Everything is pretty much in line. So I probably will just do 1, and I'll get them even closer just so everyone can see what I'm talking about. Like almost the results are identical on both of those, so that's great. So let's see. Actually, is it great? Let's find out. So let's put the test strip here. So as far as nitrates is concerned, it's pretty much at 0. Nitrites also 0. Carbonate hardness is roughly I would say it's probably even closer to the very hard. Between hard and very hard, I don't think that's going to be a problem in all honesty. But leave your comments in this, below on where you think that parameter may be. Chlorine is at 0, fantastic. Alkalinity, it's probably closer to the ideal range, maybe between moderate to ideal, somewhere around there is where I think it lies. Now as far as the pH looks like it's pretty much almost alkaline. It's like 7.8, between 7.2 7.8, somewhere around there, and maybe even higher. But all the fish and shrimp seem to be doing okay, so I'm not too concerned. So I think these two aquariums are doing fantastic as far as the parameters are concerned. Now let's look at my master aquarium. This one, let's compare it next to one of the other two. So again, these other two are identical. Now let's pull out the master aquarium. As far as the results are concerned, I can already see that the alkalinity is different, and definitely the nitrates. So let's compare it. The last one, pH, does look a little bit lighter, so it may be more on the neutral side, but still they kind of look the same. So let's bring it up to the chart. So if you look there, it's still within the safe range. I would say it's probably around 20 parts per million, between 0 and 20. I don't think it's higher than that, but you guys let me know in the comments below. Nitrites, definitely a 0. We have total hardness, I would say is closer between hard and very hard. Chlorine is 0, great. Total alkalinity is probably somewhere between 0 and 40, maybe even closer to the 80 mark, somewhere like around this range, 40 and 80. And then lastly is pH. pH is definitely between 7.2 and 7.8. Not sure if you all can see the color very well in the camera, but overall I'm happy where the pH is at. The shrimp, as you saw, are breeding in one of my previous videos in the yellow shrimp aquarium and also in the master aquarium, so that's great. But yeah, I think I may end up doing a water change here soon of maybe 50% on the main aquarium, just because the nitrates are a little high, and obviously there's many more shrimp living in that aquarium compared to anything else. Probably roughly around 100 to 200 shrimp in there. The yellow shrimp tank only has 10. The fish only tank as of now has probably about 5 or 6 different shrimp fish in there, and they're all mollies and maybe a couple guppies. And I feed them, all these aquariums, at least once a day or once every couple of days. So anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed.